Hi, my name is Becky Rose Dungeon Girl, and today I'm going to talk about the most contentious subject in all of tabletop role-playing. As you approach the river, you cannot help but feel that something is amiss. I make a perception check. I've probably got advantage for some reason or other. That's right, I'm talking about power gaming. And one of the big problems with the power gaming debate is that there are many different descriptions of what a power gamer actually is. And the reason for that's simple. People are describing somebody at their table who is a power gamer and associating that with power gaming. And that's fine. They're describing a power gamer. The problem is that there's now so many different definitions. So let's break it down. What actually is a power gamer? Well, let's look at the second word first. Gamer. Somebody who is playing a game as opposed to telling a story. These people tend to make a perception check rather than saying, I look around, I investigate the shelves, I poke my staff into the water to see if there's anything down there, that kind of thing. And the first word, power. Quite often power gamers are looking to do the most damage and to win every combat, to be the ultimate powerful badass superhero. I make my attack, my offhand attack, and my second attack, and my third attack, and then as a bonus action I do an attack, and a secondary attack, and a third attack, and then I've got a reaction action. I'm going to use that to make 2 attacks, and then I've got a free action. I've got a special ability that gives me another attack. And so now I'm going to say something totally controversial. That was okay. If that's what your group likes, if everyone in the group enjoys that kind of thing, fantastic! Go have fun! The pupils of my eyes turn into blades of grass, and suddenly they shoot forth, and striking the creature in its neck. I make 85 attack rolls. You launch a flurry of blows at the creature, and on your 82nd attack, you clip it under the chin, slicing its neck, and blood starts pouring down its front, discolouring its scales. That's right, you see, what I'm doing here is I'm demonstrating that if there's a member of your group who's role-playing, or if your GM is taking your power game and turning it into role-play, odds are they aren't power gamers. And the problem with power gaming is when it mixes with people who like storytelling, because they don't mix terribly well. Now, some of you might already be angrily writing a comment, Niall, there's nothing wrong with power gaming. I have news for you. The simple fact of the matter is, if you are power gaming, then you aren't role-playing, and your contribution to the group story is not very good. It's actually a pain for the storytellers to wait for you to have your go. I'll give you some examples. Now, I'm going to shame a few people I've played with recently here, but I'm not going to name them. In one of my groups where I was GMing, one of my players wasn't doing much roleplay, and I wanted to try and entice him to do so. So when he was resurrecting a fallen comrade, I asked him to describe, would you like to tell us how you bring character X back to life? To which he said, you have no idea how I bring you back to life because you were unconscious. That might have been true for that particular player, but there were 5 other people at the table. In another case, in a game I was playing in, I saw somebody make 3 initiative rolls until they got one that they were happy with, till they were higher up the order. Now, to which I have to ask, if you're going to cheat like that, why roll the dice 3 times? It would have been far more subtle if you just declared your initiative, because then I'd have assumed I missed the roll, except I'm watching you like a hawk, because that's the 4th time I've seen you cheat in 2 weeks. So, yes, power gaming disrupts play. It's a negative contribution for the people who like storytelling. You might be enjoying the game, but we aren't enjoying your character. And that really is the big problem with power gaming. The power gamer is having fun. They're listening to good story unfolding, and they're enjoying their character and getting their power trip. But for everybody else, they're having to suffer the power gamer. Now, power gaming is fine in a group who power games. If everyone in your group enjoys that kind of thing, fantastic. Maybe you're all wargamers, or maybe you're all computer game players, maybe you're all mathematicians and you just enjoy that side of the game. Brilliant! But when you've got a player who enjoys storytelling at your table, they aren't going to get the same enjoyment from the game as you are when you are power gaming. So, if you're in a group that has a power gamer, how do you solve the problem of the power gamer? Well, I've some experience of this, and I've had mixed results. In one of my groups, I have 3 power gamers currently, and a 4th player that I can't really quantify. I've recently had some success turning one of those power gamers into a storytelling player, and they're getting more fun from the game too, which is an added bonus. They're starting to rediscover role-playing as a consequence after many years of play. But I haven't yet had any luck with the other 2. Where I had success, the method was simple. I spoke to them on several occasions for considerable time about role-playing, describing what I like, what I enjoy, just as part of the conversation, and then highlighting some things that I don't enjoy. Like when a character walks into a new room and says, "I make a perception check." I just highlighted that I like to hear the description, I like to hear the story. I highlighted that it's actually quite fun to have failure sometimes, that I don't always want to succeed, that having flaws in a character and watching a character evolve is good fun. And in so doing, and in those conversations, I inspired that player to get interested in that side of the game, and even then went on to watch all of my videos, and a few other YouTubers besides, and he's now doing role-playing, his storytelling, instead of just rolling the dice playing. It's the other spelling of roll. The other players, as I say, a work in progress. Maybe I need to speak to them more. Maybe there's another way, a better way. So perhaps you could write that in the comments if you've got one. How do you do it? Or do you just kick them out? I don't do that. I'm quite happy to socialise and play with power gamers. I just would like to inspire them to play a better way. Did I make a perception check? I probably got advantage. Oh, fuck no. I make a perception... Oh, fuck no. I make a perception check. I make a perception check. Fuck's sake.